Welcome to Grappling Games 1, presented by CJJC. We are very excited to bring this to you today. The reason we started the Grappling Games concept or the Grappling Games series is in between our larger shows, which are very competitive. We wanted people to have an opportunity to still practice and try different forms of grappling. It's been so interesting and innovative over the last few years. We wanted to hop on and provide a fun way to look at these different games and still see people's skill within the grappling concept. We hope you enjoyed as much as we do, and we look forward to seeing you today.
For the day, Jordan Kurtz. First and foremost, we want to thank you all so much for coming out and joining us for this first event of its kind here for the CJJC Cage. We want to give a big special thank you to our sponsor of the day in Valor Minds out here for you. Real quick, just want to give a rundown of the rule set and how things are going to play out for our competitors here today. We're looking at three-minute rounds. The car is in play. As you see right here, there is no windshield, but the car can be used as an object in the process. If the opponent is pushed out of the cage, they are eliminated. Also, naturally, submissions are going to win for them today. Car Jitsu originates back in Russia. There was some matches that went down from Vic McKeeve, who is a black belt in Jiu Jitsu as well as Judo, kind of started the whole movement. You've seen it in some mainstream crossovers. There's been some plays in movies like Deadpool versus Wolverine. You've seen some of this action in stuff like John Wick. So there's plenty of applicability that you see from a real world sense that we're putting a little bit of a competition spin and angle to it today. Some of the earliest matches were done in much smaller cars, so our competitors today have a little bit more real estate to work with. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, what do you say? Are you ready for some car jitsu? For our first match, we have Jeremiah Sperling taking on Ty Lenovich. Let's make some noise. Our referee today, Luis Rodriguez, making sure that the doors are locked in the process here. All right, competitors, are you ready? Timekeeper, are you ready? Right here. All right, ready, set, go. And speeding action right away across the match. We have a triangle in effect right now from the passenger side. It's deep, and we have a submission secured in the passenger side. Congratulations, and a quick finish in the first round for our first matchup here today at CJJC Presents Grapple Games. And through one match of action there, folks, we want to say thank you all so much for being with us here along and for tuning in on the stream. Congratulations there, Ty, for picking up that victory here today. And without further ado, as soon as they clear the way, we are going to be moving along with our second matchup of the afternoon. Our second matchup, we have Anthony Delgado taking on Marquise Wright. When they make that walk, let's get hype and let's get loud. And folks, this is not a joke. At one point in time, Jiu-Jitsu was also featured on ESPN The Ocho. No, this is not a dodgeball reference. It happened in real life. And just seconds away from the second match of the afternoon here. Competitors being locked into place. All right, timekeeper, are we ready? Ready, set, choose violence. And Anthony Delgado passes over into the driver's seat right away. Heavy head pressure into Marquise's jaw right now. Marquise trying to bridge his way out of position. And a submission secured by Anthony Delgado. Ezekiel choke using the car for pressure and leverage. Congratulations to Anthony Delgado picking up that first round victory here today at Grapple Games. Through two. Folks, if you could give us or do us the favor and follow us along online on social media, that is at the CJJC Cage. Your support is greatly appreciated there, and all of these can be found on YouTube streamed as well. All of our live events from the past, a lot of our future events and content you could be found on that Instagram as well as those YouTube pages. If you are interested in competing in any future CJJC events, make sure that you go to jujitsuclub.co, fill out that application, and our matchmakers will get you all taken care of for that. But are we ready for our third match of the day? I think we can do a little bit better than that. Are we ready for our third match of the day? We have Owen Body Bar taking on Marcos Rodriguez. And final preparations. We've got a couple of gamers ready to go here for this third match, brought to you by Valor Minds. Competitors, are you ready? Timekeeper, are you ready? 1, 2, choose violence. Fast action right away. Owen looking to use the seatbelt as a weapon right now. Loop choke in effect here. Passing over into mount from this position, wrapping all the way around the back of the seat. Marcos is trying to defend in the process, keeping some space in between the seatbelt and his neck. Owen transitioning though to a face crank as well as a rear naked choke from this position here. He's starting to sink the hand behind the neck. A little bit of limitation here with the seat, but it is still a tough position to work his way out of. An arm is trapped in the process. Marcos is doing a great job of trying to defend in the process, holding him off. We're about a minute through this first round here, folks. Looking to go with the triangle here from that top side. Triangle is starting to come closer into place here. Defense still on the side of Marcos Rodriguez. Owen making minor adjustments in the process. Owen now looking to transition and attack the arm also in the process. Still defense and use of the car as a post for Marcos. Folks, this is where the interesting element of the car also comes into play here, using different parts of the structure to their advantage. A little bit of a smother choke now in the process as well. Owen body bar now grabbing the seat belt, looking to use that in effect again as well. Running down under a minute now in this first round here, folks, with a very tightly contested match right now. And attack secured by Owen body bar. Modified triangle in the passenger side seat secures that with the final seconds of the first round here at CJJC presents Grapple Games 1 Card Jitsu. That match today is brought to you by Valor Mines. Congratulations there to Owen body bar. And folks, that is through the first round of the bracket, so it's going to be a brief intermission for a few minutes, give these guys a quick little spell before we come out for the second round. Just going to give them a few minutes to rest and recoup. Give yourself about 5-10 minutes and we'll be back out here with the next round of action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CJJC Presents Grapple Games 1 Card Jitsu. I'm your host today, Jordan Kurtz. Give me a follow along online at Comments from the Peanut Gallery. We want to thank you all so much for being along with us here today for our very first event out here. We have the second round of our bracket of competition coming up here for us. These bouts today are sponsored by Valor Minds. Without further ado, who's ready for our next round of action? Let's make some noise for Marquise Wright taking on Ty Lenovich. Grapplers ready. Timekeeper ready. Ready, set, choose violence. And a rapid pace right away between these two guys to start the second round of action. Guillotine in place being attempted right now by Marquise Wright. Has him in full motion right now in the driver's seat. Ty is able to slip his head out in the process. We have the steering wheel in play right now as well. How does that factor in here, folks? Keep in mind the car is in play as weapon and leverage. Ty looking to find his own topside guillotine now. Reversal of position right here from Marquise. Arm triangle using leverage up against the side of the car as well. Frame on the defense, answering the phone right now by Ty. Gets his arm back out around. He's out of danger from that initial choke, but still pressure in place, heavy by Marquise. Keep in mind, folks, that is an elimination if the opponent is pushed out of the vehicle. Halfway through the first round, let's make some noise for these guys getting after it. Ty looking to sink in a triangle, but wise to the defense is Marquise, getting both arms back in defensive play here. Some extra real estate coming into play now in the backseat for these two competitors here. Final seconds of the first round. How does this play out here? Straight arm lock to a potential guillotine, and a tap by straight arm lock outside of the vehicle, secured by Marquise Wright with just seconds left on the clock in the first round here at CJJC Grapple Games. And a wise IQ move. Marquise, if I could keep you in the driver's seat for a second. Let's make some noise for our winner, ladies and gentlemen, Marquise Wright. Marquise picking up a victory here today in the Consolation round. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel good. First got to get the cobweb knocked out on the first one. Like, oh, this is what that's like. All right, now I know where to set the dial at. It's right here. And second time, more down in.
Did you do anything special to prepare for this match? I know it's kind of the first thing that's happening on a big scale or being streamed out here in Colorado from the CJJC cage in the process as well. How did you prepare?
Train over at Grapple House in Littleton, and then just doing positional rounds, but it's just training every day, every time, and then going up against bigger guys against me. So I'm used to weight being crushed and being uncomfortable, figuring out a way over that.
Absolutely, and you mentioned that the first one was kind of, you had to get acclimated and figure it out. Was it just more so the venue of competition? All right, had to know what time it is, and then now it's ready to go here in this second round. Is that kind of what it was?
Yeah, just getting the feel for the first one, the aggression, the level, the pace. And I was like, oh, okay, this is where it's at, so this is where I need to be. Because sometimes I'm a slow starter. My old coach would be yelling at me on the mat, like, Q, wake up. I was like, oh, okay, I'm up now.
That all being said, is there anybody that you want to thank in the process?
I'd like to thank my team over at Grapple House, especially Coach Boris, Coach Orlando. Thank you guys for helping me train for this. Shout out to my old coach, TJ Steinbeck, over at Gemini. Hope you're doing well, brother. Thank you for all training me.
There you have it, folks. Marquise Wright. These bouts today are brought to you by Valor Minds. Make sure that you check them out over there at their booth. Also want to give a big thank you to our staff and our crew here at the CJJC. They do a lot to be able to put these events on for us. Shout out to Georgie making everything happen from the audio and the video side. So thank you all as well for tuning in for us here. Who's ready for the main event? And for our final bout of the afternoon, coming out, we have Anthony Delgado taking on Jeremiah Sperling. This is our championship round for the main event this afternoon for CJJC presents Grapple Games 1. There is a cash prize on the line for the champions right here today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get loud. Competitors, are you ready? Timekeeper, are you ready? Ready, set, choose violence. Jeremiah opted for the triangle once again. Anthony being able to get his arms through in the defense. Choosing for the top position here on the passenger side. Anthony very comfortable from the top position, searching for attacks, foraging for opportunities here. Strong with the hand play and defense from the bottom is Jeremiah Sperling. Got one door open in the car. Looking for a potential loop choke off of the rash guard here. Coming from the top side with Anthony Delgado. Delgado looking to use the seatbelt now as a loop choke in the process. Jeremiah in danger right now. Jeremiah is able to wiggle himself out of the process, scooting down in the seat to a somewhat inverted process here in the passenger seat. Delgado looping for the seatbelt once again, trying to find a choke off of it. Armbar attempt from Jeremiah. Delgado looking to clear his arm, gets his elbow past the center line. Tough position right now for Jeremiah to work on not falling out of the car in the process. Keep in mind, if he falls out, that is elimination. And we have victory secured by footlock. Anthony Delgado. Anthony, if I could have you back in the driver's seat for me, please. And let's make some noise for your winner today here for our very first CJJC Grapple Games 1 Card Jitsu. Anthony, you're the winner of our cash prize here today. First and foremost, Anthony, how do you feel?
Oh man, I feel great. Today's my birthday, so I'm celebrating it by doing some shit like this. I love you guys. Thank y'all for coming out. This shit gives me life.
You seem very comfortable in this environment as far as competition. You mentioned that you've done some work with this at the gym before. You were pretty active as far as putting some funny content out in the process. What did you do to prepare and make sure that you were dialed in for this competition today?
Oh man, I have a good team behind me. Professor Danny put on a car show just like this about a year ago. we had a great time with it, and I just tapped back into that mentality and did what worked.
What's next for you?
Whatever's coming, man. I think I want to do Fight to Win in Denver next month and see where the life takes me.
Is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to the CJJC, shout out to the farm in Greeley. I love these guys. Professor Danny, my boy Cord out here training with me nonstop. I appreciate all you guys for coming out and showing us some love.
And for everybody here in attendance and those watching online, where can people give you a follow?
You give me a follow, Wero Picante on IG. That's it, man. I'm not a big social guy, but you'll see me on there, and I try to do what I can.
There you have it right there, folks. Let's give one last happy birthday cheer for Anthony Delgado, your winner here today in the main event for our very first CJJC Presents Grapple Games 1 Card Jitsu. Thank you all so much for tuning in here today and for coming and being in attendance. We want to thank our sponsors in Valor Minds. If you all could give us a follow along online on Instagram at the CJJC Cage. Also, if you could subscribe on the Instagram, that would be great as well. And if we could get Owen Body Bar out here too real quick as well. One last interview for you folks here before we send you out on your way. Owen, we want to give you some love right here because we had you as a victor here in that first round. Owen, how did that feel?
It was good. Felt super comfortable as a smaller guy being in a compact space. Feels really great for me.
You had a little bit of adversity coming into this mix. Your original opponent fell off very last minute, but you had a gamer and Marcos who was willing to step up at the last minute. Does that kind of factor into your psyche at all when you have some last minute adversity, or you being a game competitor who's always in the mix of things? Is it just another match?
It's just another match. Shout out Marco for hopping on last minute. He showed up to just kind of help out and work today, so great for him hopping in there. I'm happy I had a competitor even though my other guy bailed out last minute, but yeah, just game for whoever it is in the other seat.
What did you do to prepare for this?
Grew up at 10th Planet Longmont. Big shout out to them. One of our other training partners, she's got like a beater farm truck she brought in on Thursday night. And Sebastian, one of my coaches who was originally supposed to be on the card, also had to bail last minute. Him and I got a couple of good rounds in on Thursday night, repping some stuff with the seatbelts, kind of working through that game plan. So just good car rounds to practice.
Absolutely there. And is there anybody that you want to give a shout to?
That grew up at 10th Planet Longmont. I've been up there full time for about 3 months now, and it's a great crew. The people who are there consistently are awesome. And then my parents who came out to support today. Some good coaching from my dad.
There you have it right there, folks. Let's make some noise for Owen. That wraps us up here today at DCO for our very first edition of the CJJC Cage Presents Grapple Games 1 Card Jitsu. I'm Jordan Kurtz. We will see you next time, and we'll have news for you for our next shows here in the following weeks.